What up, gamers? YouTube, like and subscribe, and feel free to fast forward 7.5 minutes. But think about coming and finding me live. It's fun here. We do good reactions. You love this. Let's talk for 7 minutes about predictions for the Xbox Developer _ Direct. My sweet chat is already with me. We've been playing video games recently. It is time to talk about what we will definitely see here and then what we could see here. Let's talk about the facts. Let's talk about what we know. We know that we are visiting 3 studios today to look at 3 games, and we'll be seeing at least 1 additional studio to see another additional game, but we don't know which studio that is and which additional game that is. I don't know if there'll be more than that, but talking concretely about what we know, first off, W Noah, W P Swag, W Wait For It, W Red Haired Shanks, W Johnny Used to This, W Bogged, W Burps. Background music a touch loud. That's why we keep the live chat around, so that the YouTube VOD watchers, they got a nice product. Bomb meal made. Tell us about the meal. Okay. Here's what we're gonna have. We're definitely gonna check out id Software in Doom: The Dark Ages. I also expect to see a brand new release date for that game. Also, let me talk just real briefly about how much I enjoy these developer directs, actually. So here's the thing about these, is that for me, this is the best type of video game press event. I think the developer direct for me is just the coolest of all of them. Here's why. I get very judgmental when you don't show gameplay of your game. I like a CG trailer and an announcement trailer, no doubt, but I get a little frustrated, you know? I get a little frustrated when it's like, okay, you just showed me basically like a logo and some CGI, which is great and all, but I want a little bit of meat on those bones. The Developer Direct is such a great series because not only do you see a brand new game, you see usually a CGI trailer, you see a bunch of gameplay, and then you get insights and voiceover from the studio that's making it, talking about why they're excited for this game. I think it is the best in-depth look of incoming games. So I'm really excited to be here checking this out. So we talked about starting with Doom: The Dark Ages. Shay, welcome in, homegirl. Sick. No. We hate this. id Software will be here with Doom: The Dark Ages, which will be really fun to look at. I think that game is going to be very, very cool. And my guess is, for the big 3 games that are already announced today, is that we get release dates for them. They all seem to be coming probably first half of 2025. We're also going to Compulsion Games, which is the developers of We Happy Few, which were acquired by Microsoft, and their follow-up to that game is South of Midnight, which looks extremely good. That was announced at the big Xbox show a year or 2 ago. Kind of had like a stop motion CGI trailer, and then at E3 this past year, they showed a pretty extended third-person action gameplay trailer where they had this person going through like the Louisiana bog or whatever the fuck was going on down there, fighting crazy forest monsters and stuff, and that game looked really good. So I am excited to check that game out and see a lot more of it, because the gameplay segment that I saw was absolutely insane. It's shocking to see Jake excited to play a game as a woman.
Beautiful big titty, but naked women just don't fall like the sky, you know.
Oh, that's surprising. Any platformer, yeah. I think that game is going to be really fun. The last place we're going is not to a first-party studio, however, it is to a game that has some Microsoft money backing it. It's coming to Game Pass day 1, and that is, I think it's Sandfall. It's Sandfall Studios, is that right, chat? It's the developers of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I think I'm saying that correct. And that game looks really rad as well. That is the kind of like if you mix Final Fantasy and like Persona style, I guess. Looks like it's just like a turn-based fantasy RPG. I guess it just kind of looks pretty Final Fantasy pilled, but it's got like Persona vibes with the UI. Looks really unique, but that's a turn-based RPG. Looks very traditional, really cool. Excited to see what they're cooking there. Ben Starr, the voice of Clive, the protagonist from Final Fantasy 16, is a voice actor. There's some good talent behind it, and like I said, it's a Game Pass day 1 drop. And then if we look at the thumbnail that I have here on the bottom, you see a question mark. They are implying that we will see 1 additional game. Trying to figure out who or which game that could be is nearly impossible. There's been no indication of what it could be. The first developer direct had that question mark, and it ended up being Hi-Fi Rush, which was an internal first-party studio that resulted in a shadow drop of Hi-Fi Rush, which is crazy. Of course, we're very satisfied with the results of Hi-Fi Rush. We are looking forward to shuttering the studio and selling off all assets related to the IP. Then last year, we had the question mark, and people assumed it would be first party again. However, it was the first time that during a developer direct, Microsoft collaborated with a third party, and it was Square Enix. Square Enix showed up with Visions of Mana. They announced that the Visions of Mana series is coming to Xbox in a big way, starting with their first new entry in the series in a very long time. And then we got, you know, a pretty hot ticket. That game made my game of the year list. I love Visions of Mana. That was my top 20 for sure. So there's a lot of question marks as to what could be here. My guess is that it's Square Enix again. I feel like people are pretty hot on Microsoft right now, and I know they should bring something big to the table. I don't think that they can come with like a small game. I feel like if they come with something the size of Visions of Mana for this event, people will be generally disappointed. So my guess is that we might see something Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts related, could be new IP, but Square Enix is my guess for the studio. Chat, do you have any predictions for the show? We got about a minute left to go. I see Ninja Gaiden, which is interesting. They announced that 2D reboot of Ninja Gaiden 1 at the Game Awards during the pre-show. Something from Square for sure. Ogre Battle, fat chance. Shadow drops out at midnight. I'd go crazy. That would really change our plans. Dragon Quest 1+2 is a really good guess. Announced 3 is out into at large. And that would be what the HD 2D team is probably working on internally at Square Enix right now. That could go either way. Either way, chat, thank you guys for being here. I am very excited to share this with you. This is our first big video game event of 2025. You guys know these are my favorite things to do. I'm live from my parents' guest bedroom with an ad hoc streaming setup just so I can make this happen because I don't want to miss sweet events like this. Andrew Zangi, welcome in. Your timing is impeccable. Inner City Smitty, welcome in. We got 20 seconds to go. I appreciate you guys choosing me to watch this with. YouTube VOD watchers, if you're watching this after the fact, consider coming to hang out live at the very least. And drop a comment or something, do a little bit of engagement, things that make my brain feel good. Absolutely adore doing events like this, and we do them all the time. I don't even miss them. Just don't judge me too bad on my setup, because usually I've got a whole office studio type situation. Let's get on with it. All games are available day one with Game Pass. That's a cool reveal for the game that we don't know about yet. That's a cool reveal for the game that we don't know about yet. So if we're getting 4 games and one's a mystery, we now know that that is actually a Game Pass game as well. Ike, welcome in. Hell yes. Strong start. Strong start. Peggy 18. Any peggers in chat? Oh my god, look at all that 18 plus stuff. Which studio are you? All right, 4 games. Sometimes they do an interesting little thing where they'll cross out the 4 and write 5. They love to do like this little, they've had the same visual aesthetic for all of these events, chat. Let me know how the sound balance is. If you guys need me to bring anything up or down, do tell. I aim to give you a great experience. Golden, we love this. Who's juggling? Where do you think we're gonna start? I feel like we're gonna start at id. We're gonna lead with Doom. Yep. Oh, no, we don't know. And then and by Outer Worlds 2. Oh. Interesting. Right into it. What do we have here? Team Ninja. Is it Ninja Gaiden? No, did you snipe this?
今日は皆様にチーム忍者が長く大切にしてきたアクションシリーズの新情報を発表できる機会をいただけてとても嬉しく思います。早速ですがこちらをご覧ください。
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission.
Platinum Games. Is this... Looks like Metal Gear Rising, dude. Is it Ninja Gaiden? What game is this? Ooh, sick! Oh my god! Sick! Goes right, right? Cordy alert? This looks very nice. Like a cyberpunk. Is it Ninja Gaiden? It is! Ryu Hayabusa!
Whatever your clan is plotting, it ends here.
Oh my god. Platinum Games is making a cyberpunk Ninja Gaiden reboot?
So you've come, Raven.
Fuck off, Hayabusa. I will execute my mission.
Ninja Gaiden 4. Lock in. So sick. What a reveal.
10年以上大変お待たせしました。最強の忍者となり容赦なく襲い
Oh, the key art is so dope. That is a banger announcement.
発表させていただきました。本作はプラチナゲームズさんとの協業で開発を進めています。
Should not be in the title. I'm
プラチナ
with
ゲ
you
ーム
on
ズさん
that.
のアクションゲームというジャンルにおける実績は言うまでもなく、ベヨネッタやニアオートマタなど素晴らしいアクション
Platinum
タイトル
Games
を
needs
生み
no
出してこられました。
introduction.
忍者ガイデン4というタイトルを10年以上の時を超えて新たに
That
皆
was
様
such
に
a
お届
good
けするにあた
trailer
り
too.
より多くの方に新鮮な気持ちでプレイしていただけるよう新たな世界を新主人公であるもう
Alright,
一
so
人の
new
超人
protagonist
エ
and
クモで冒険するという形で
Ryu is
制作す
gonna
る
be the
ことに
bad
しました
guy? Because that's our
ご
boy.
覧いただいた映像の中で竜ハヤブサも登場しておりましたが彼は今回も物語に密接に関わってきます。なぜヤクモと戦うことになったの
Oh my
か
god.
竜ハヤブサが戦う目的は何なのか本作の物語の中で展開していきます。
任務は必ず成し遂げる。邪魔をするな。
物語
Yo,
は
that shot
黒
right
竜がも
there.
たらした正気の雨によって荒廃した首都東京が舞台となっています。この雨は黒竜がまだ生きている証であり、雨が止まない限り東京に安寧は訪れません。
Ooh, welcome in. Big event day. Ninja Gaiden 4
本作の新主
announced.
人公であり、ハヤブサと対をなすカラス一門に所属するヤクモが首都東京で黒竜を倒し、この世界を晴らすため戦いに身を投じます。
これまで忍者ガイデンシリーズで描かれてきたダークでハードな世界観は継承し、そこにさらに危機を感じさせる要素として
I
呪
am
いやより混沌とした景
blown
観の
away.
デザインを取り入れてい
Noah,
ます。
what a pull, by the way. Guessing
ス
Ninja
テージプレ
Gaiden.
イ中に街が呪いの影響を受け、ビルは崩れ、道は歪み、
Really
逆に
cool,
ピ
like
ンチに陥れること
platforming
でしょう。
sequences here.
舞台となる東京はとある出来事によって街全体が崩壊し、魔族やヤクモと敵対する勢力がひしめき合う状態になっており、環境全体がプレイヤーに牙を向くように感じられるはずです。前作より立体的に自由度の増した危険に満ちたステージを、リングやシリーズおなじみの体術など 忍者アクションを駆使して乗り越えていくことになります。レールアクション、スイングアクションなどの
So
ダイナミックで爽快なシチュエーションを多く追加しました。
4
これ以外にも
bangers.
様々なシチュエーションやチャレン
I
ジ、
feel like this is the strongest 4-game lineup.
ステージが進むごとに上がっていくテンションにも驚いていただけると思います。
Developer Direct. Also, Game Pass Day 1.
新しい主人公のヤクモは竜ハヤ
One
ブサ
more
に次ぐ
thing.
新たな
Oh
町
my
人
god.
です。彼にはまだ若さも残っていますが、
Xbox myself,
カ
yeah.
ラス一門を背負う天才忍者でもあり、忍者ガイデンシリーズにおける
Linear open world. I think linear. Probably level
肩
based.
を並べる次世代の町人たり得る人物としてデザインしています。そんなヤクモの前に立ち
Preemptive closing of a
塞が
studio.
る
That's
のは
fucked
荒れ
up.
果てた東京の治安
We're
維持
excited
組
for
織であ
South
り、
of Midnight
黒竜の
and to
封印
close
を守る
Compulsion
竜
Games.
神島や現世に蔓延する
Open zones. I bet there'll be some open areas. I bet you're right on that.
そ
Yeah.
してもちろん
The Uncharted
シリーズおなじみ
4 open
の
zone
魔人も
TM.
登場します。また現時点では公開していませんが、
A little bit now. Babu, have a good rest of your day, King. Always good to see you.
続報にご期待ください。
従来のシリーズからバトルスピードをさらに
S2, S2.
目にも止まらぬスピードで敵との攻防を繰り広げることができます。
It's not a Patrick game. Yeah, I get that.
ヤクモが使える新要素
Even not really a Jake
接
game.
忍術
But I mean,
グレーの
god
旗を駆使し
damn.
たダイナミックな攻撃によって
Tough not to get hyped about. It reminds me of when Elden Ring got announced at the Game Awards. I was just hyped to see it at that event. Tater Tot, welcome in. Good to see you. Big huge W Twitch, and that's what they call me. Well, they called me Jake Huge. I'm not gonna make that joke. It's not even 2 p.m.
もちろん1対1の戦闘における比率も健在です。プレイヤー同様
Visual flair, yeah. The cyberpunk aesthetic, all the neon blue really does it for me.
敵の動きをしっかりと捉えながら一瞬の隙を逃さずに攻撃を仕掛けていくことが重要です。ヌエの方によって忍者ガイデンのアクションの味わいにさらなる進化を感じられるかと思います。
Looks amazing. It's unbelievable. It's such a cool thing to add. And I feel like one of the original, very difficult 3D games that kind of like just barely preceded the big Souls-like influx of games. It's like 95% Platinum and 5% Team Ninja. I'm with you, N7. Welcome in. I can't wait for Jake to be stuck on a boss for 3 hours on easy. Same. I can't wait to play the demo and not the full thing. I'm just kidding. It's on Game Pass. I'll play it. I feel like it's interesting that this series has been dormant for so long because it would fit in so well in the world of like Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima and all of these like Rise of Ronin games. But will it be live deleted? I guess so. The last time I played a Team Ninja game was Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, and that was live deleted. Was that Team Ninja? I think so.
忍者ガイデンシリーズに色濃く残っている歯応えやグレードの高いアクション体験の継承、さらに我々プラチナゲームズの特徴であるスピーディーなアクションやダイナミックな演出も取り入れ、進化した正当続編を作り上げるべく総力を挙げて開発を進めております。
Fair, engaging combat experience. Don't. Then I'll play Rise of the Ronin. Now I didn't touch it. Kinda came and went for me.
シリーズファンはもちろんのこと、忍者ガイデンを初めてプレイする方でも存分に楽しめる作品になっておりますので、ぜひ発売をお待ちください。
Very hot
長年
ticket.
にわたってプラチナゲームズさんと共にまさに忍者のように潜んで忍者ガイデン4の開発を進めてきましたが、ついに発表することができて非常に嬉しく思います。2025年秋に本作を皆様にお届けできるのを楽しみにしています。続報にもぜひご期待ください。
Fall 2025, so holiday season of this year. Game Pass Day 1.
さて本日お伝えしたい発表はそれだけではありません。こちらをご覧ください。
Extra? What are they showing us here? What else do they have to show? Ninja. Is it a separate game? Is it like Ninja Gaiden? Remake. Or collection, maybe?
My path leads through the land of the dead.
Oh, dude. I wonder how these hold up. These might be really... Wow, that looks beautiful.
And thus the sun sets on the dragon ninja.
Who up Team and Name Ninja right now?
Get shield. Go back to hell.
All paths before me are cruel and arduous. Our time has come.
Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is so
忍者
cool.
ガイデン2のオリジナル版は2008年に Xbox360 で発売し
So cool to bring back fucking subtitle like that from Ninja Gaiden Black all the way back in the Xbox days. It's so rad.
アンリアルエンジン5を用いてグラフィックを大幅に刷新忍者ガイデン2の完全版として開発いたしました。綺麗なグラフィックでお楽しみいただけるのはもちろん、リュウハヤブサに加え、あやね、もみじ、レイチェルもプレイブルキャラクターとして登場します。そして本作は本日コンソール、PC そして Xbox ゲームパスでこの後すぐ
Yo,
に
Shadow dropped on Game
忍
Pass?
者ガイデンシリーズを長年
Right
応援い
now.
ただいている皆様はもちろんのこと、
Are you
本日
kidding
忍
me?
者ガイデンを知っていただいた皆様も忍者ガイデン4の発売前にぜひ
Are you kidding me?
ください。
That
今
is
年はチーム忍者創立
Wild.
30周年の節目であり、本日発表させていただいた
Wild
忍者ガイデン
pull.
4を含め、2025年は忍者の年、イヤーオブザ忍者
the year of the ninja.
忍者ガイデンシリーズの展開にご注目ください。本日はありがとうございました。
I cannot believe it. Get a mop. And bonus Ninja Gaiden 2 Black today. Heading to Compulsions. Compulsion, singular. I am so excited for this game. Low-key, one of my most anticipated games of this year. We got some UI that we haven't seen before up there on the top left, I think. This game is looking very
Hi,
playable.
And welcome to Compulsion Games here in Montreal, Canada. At our studio, we care about world building, and we treat the setting almost like a character of its own. From the magical noir of contrast to the alternate history of We Happy Few, we draw inspiration from the landscape to shape mood, drama, and intrigue. For South of
Very
Midnight,
cool.
our third-person action
Good
adventure
PR
game,
for
the
South of
story and
Midnight,
characters
chat.
bring a folkloric Deep South to life. This gave us a chance to explore Southern Gothic themes with a dark fantasy twist. So while our protagonist Hazel is at the forefront of our story, it's the macabre elements and larger-than-life creatures that will leave a mark on her journey and growth.
So cool.
It is really picking up out there. Did you pack everything?
Mama, this ain't my first hurricane. I know what to do.
As long as you didn't forget the
Flashlights and batteries.
Oh, shoot, we got 5 minutes. Let's go.
I wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Now, you want to bring this up right now.
I'm just saying.
Hazel, please.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Hazel!
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Hazel may start her journey as a typical 19-year-old, but disastrous events will push her into a darkly magical world where she'll learn who she really is.
Ooh, the kind of stop
and
motion.
how to tap into weaving. An ancient magical power that redefines her trajectory in life.
Looks like there's like 3 different
chooses Hazel
animation
as a weaver.
types.
Someone who can see beyond the surface and tap into a deeper reality, the grand tapestry. Weavers can see the
weird
fabric
Spider-Verse
binding
thing,
our
yeah.
world, connecting people, nature.
But the first
and echoes
cutscene
of
wasn't
the
like
past.
that, and then some cutscenes are, then the gameplay is
Hazel can
smooth.
perceive
Is that
both
is
the
that correct,
mystical
chat?
strands and stigmas in the world.
Which I feel like is a
Through
little
her
bit
newfound
jarring.
power, she
But it was about Shadow
removes
Drop, Ninja Gaiden
stigmas
Black
and
2,
mends the
available
afflicted
now, remake of the
creatures she
360 game on
encounters.
Game Pass.
As Hazel discovers her power, the world gradually shifts into
Oh, you check was
the
on fire.
surreal, revealing that creatures from the old folktales actually exist.
You up here, my salvation.
Among them is good old Catfish, the storyteller who becomes both the guide and companion.
Tom
to Hazel
Kench mentioned.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself. Would you kindly do your weaver thing and help me down?
The clipping animations are intentional. Yeah, it is a graphical choice.
The true beginning of Hazel's journey.
Are we live? What happened here? Mine froze too. I have you up in a 4K feed on another monitor. Did it die? Sony attacked them?
New weaving abilities, using them to
Nintendo
travel the
DMCA'd
world,
back after
conjure
refresh. Weird.
objects, and confront adversaries.
Combat is about understanding and adapting to different enemy archetypes known as Haints, the manifestations of corruption Hazel encounters.
These Haints trap Hazel in combat until she unravels them, destroy.
Brother. Brother. What is happening? What is happening? Don't worry, we're on it. We're on it. Xbox has been critically struck. I regret to inform you. another another plane has hit the West Tower. Unreal. Hold on, I'm trying to get it back up. I don't know why in the fuck that would be happening. All right, I think we're cooking. We're in, we're in.
Once near death, enemies can be unraveled.
Everything look good?
And setting them free of their corruption, which has the added benefit of providing health boosts and reducing ability cooldowns. If you play your combos right, you can enhance Hazel's combat readiness and keep on chaining her abilities. As Hazel progresses in the game, she unlocks new moves and improved abilities, and you'll have to decide which areas to prioritize. The upgrades will change how you approach combat, like enhancing
Notria mentioned, oh god.
or refining push and pull skills to improve precision.
It does
and
look a
make
little
them feel
soulsy,
more
huh?
rewarding.
Also, big red health bar.
The combat system is fast and responsive, built around chaining attacks, landing precise strikes, and unraveling enemies.
You mind if I take a look around?
You can see
It's weird that sometimes it's super stop motion-y and other times it's not. I'm not sure I love that style, but that game, this game looks
For her
fun.
mother, you'll explore multiple regions, each ruled by a mythical creature with their own Southern Gothic history. You'll gradually uncover the backstories of these beings, once human or animal, who were transformed by tragedy, their secrets waiting to be discovered. As a weaver, Hazel heals these creatures by collecting fragments of haunted memories. We call these echoes, which reveal each creature's past.
Echoes.
Hazel must experience these echoes before she can mend them.
Makes more sense when you play. I bet you're right.
What kind of person would do that to someone?
I bet you're right on
We
that.
design each region to reflect the creature that's been doomed to wander it. From the atmospheric environment to unique music themes composed for each one. While not all encounters lead to direct combat, Hazel will need to face mythical creatures in epic confrontation before she can heal them. Our boss encounters and gameplay sequences also reflects the uniqueness of each creature, with distinct
Stop motion was
mechanics
just
that
flashback
center
memories,
around
that
a
could be it.
specific thematic. These encounters feature multiple phases
I'm glad they don't
that
use
ramp
that
up
in
complexity.
most of like the, well, I guess they do a little bit. I don't know.
The musical theme builds up, cranking the tension.
The motion's weird. It looks like it's like inconsistent.
Whether it's Tuto Tom.
Oh, that fucking alligator boss fight looks crazy.
Each of these larger-than-life creatures is inspired by Southern folklore and lead to climactic battles.
We got a long journey ahead.
South of Midnight unfolds as a hero's journey, and as Hazel, you'll travel through a tapestry of Southern-inspired.
It just seems like sometimes it's more
from
present than
abysmal
other
swamps
times.
To flooded farmlands, to the Appalachian peaks. In our magical South, decaying buildings reclaimed by nature stand moments
Mention the
away
creatures are inspired
from a
from
hungry
Southern.
river.
Yeah, take a shot whenever
And
they
as
say
Hazel
Southern
delves
folklore.
deeper, reality bends ever more toward the fantastical.
The history, landscape, and folklore of the American Deep South fill our world, and our team has infused
Not the
game
gameplay.
with
Yeah, but every
thoughtful
once in a while I
details
was
and
like thinking that, and then I look at the
environmental
gameplay. I'm like,
like
oh,
our
maybe the
bottle
character
trees and
animation
hidden
was there,
porches,
but
which
it's
are
not
said to
all
ward
of the
off evil
animation.
spirits.
It's just her,
The way to the
maybe,
past
or some of like
emerges
the
in central
enemies.
themes, which you can see
I don't
through
know.
old abandoned buildings and
I think
businesses
about
struggling to survive.
The
As
Miles
you
Morales
explore,
suit in
you'll meet
Spider-Man.
locals who
How
stay
you can kind of
behind
turn
even
that
in the
on
face
and
of a
off.
hurricane.
So I'm the last person left here. All those damn haints. This part of the river's filthy with them.
I don't know.
Artistically, we're staying true to our moody compulsion signature style. But this time, we're using a handcrafted approach inspired by stop-motion animation, which allows our team to bring a distinct personality and tone
American
into
Horror
every
Story season
Clapping
3. I've
character.
never watched any of them.
Because this folklore is open to visual interpretation,
Great, James
we
and the
embrace
Giant
the freedom
Peach.
to reimagine these creatures and their stories, to adapt how they look, and to craft our own version of a fantastical Deep South.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't.
Compulsion games, we love
That
to
might just
craft
be because it's
around
not out yet.
central themes. We're lucky to have talent across all our disciplines that collaborate to give South of Midnight such a unique personality. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into South of Midnight. We're thrilled to announce that the game will launch on April 8th, and pre-orders are now available on Xbox and Steam.
April 8th. The year is filling out, chat. Very nice. Very nice. Where are we off to? Sandfall? Yep. This is pretty hype. Will we see Ben Starr talk? 0 for no, 1 for yes. Will we see Ben Starr talk? Himself, not as the character. Will we see Ben Starr? 0 for no, 1 for yes.
Bonjour everyone. We are Sunfall Interactive.
That is
Welcome
divided.
to our manor.
We'll see Ben Starr look into the camera and smile. I'll look into the camera and smile if I see
We
Ben
are
Starr
a
do
small
that. He's
studio
enchanting.
based in Montpellier, France, working on our first game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's a turn-based RPG set in a fantasy version of late 19th century Belle Epoque France. Here we are. Our grand adventure in game development actually started as a solo passion project. I wanted to create something like the JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with and loved, but that fully leveraged
Edge
the
Magazine, any edgers in chat?
refresh the genre with new features and took place in a compelling world. I knew I needed help
Zero's in
to
another
realize
video?
my dream.
Possibly.
First, I turned to a programmer I knew would get it.
Guillaume and I started trading ideas right away, and that quickly turned into trading files back and forth. Soon, I was creating the first prototypes of the reactive turn-based system, combining real-time offense and defense element, and a cinematic battle camera system.
Metaphor mixed with
Things really
Rage
clicked
and
when
Legends.
we
Yeah,
tested
it's
the
Final
first version of
Fantasy
these
meets
features.
Persona.
We felt we had something both challenging and fun.
As Tom and I went back and forth and
I think
iterated
this
on
game's
game
gonna be really
elements,
good.
a vision started to come together, and I shared it with an old friend from university.
Guillaume and I are both passionate gamers, and when he described the project, I quit my job the following week and joined the
And
team.
Shadow
without
Legends is
hesitation.
something, write
Because
that
I
down.
believe that in video games, success always starts
UI
with a
is strong, for sure.
creative vision. And we had that defined by 3 core elements. A story with great emotional depth, gameplay that innovates
yeah,
from
that
the
is
classics
nice.
we love, and a world that is completely original, beautiful, and immersive. We founded Sunfall Interactive
So many sick
on
environments.
these tenets. A group of friends with a shared vision and the drive to make something great.
Julian! He does sound like Julian. You're right.
This too is your legacy.
Core to every great RPG is a compelling story. And Guillaume and I spent 4 years intensively developing and refining ours. And that started with the hook.
Hook, what's the hook?
67 years ago, a massive slumbering paintress and a monolith appeared with no
Pattinson,
warning.
nice.
Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints a
mentioned.
number on her monolith.
Mickey,
and everyone who
33.
is past that age
Oh, he
is
does look
erased.
like Robert
Every year that
Pattinson. Oh
number
my
ticks
god.
down, and everyone dies younger and younger. Expeditions depart to kill the paintress, determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition 33.
Expeditioners, we honor your dedication.
Guillaume and I knew early on that we didn't want to focus on good versus evil.
I
What's
found out I
interesting
died
to
this
us
year.
are people who, yes, are flawed, but who care deeply about each other. And conflicts arise because they have different perspectives on what
Hear me
needs to
out.
be done.
This game is so successful, and they start making other expeditions that
We
are
wanted our
going
story
down and
to
down.
feel dark and mature,
And eventually, it's
with
like
adult
Expedition
characters
3, and you have to
who
play
feel
as a
like
toddler.
Real people with real experiences.
I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets.
The heart of the story is about overcoming an existential threat while struggling
Expedition
with loss
13, and you're just jerking off for the whole
it's
game.
rooted in the characters' relationships, both to each other and to themselves.
What are we gonna do, huh? Tell me. What are we gonna do?
In a world like this, how does one stay hopeful or make peace with their fate? What duty do we
Are
owe
there
to each
kids still
other
in the war?
or to ourselves?
Shit.
These
No, I don't
questions
want to
are
explain
deeply
that.
personal to me, and they permeate the story behind the story.
Know that Lumiere fights with you. Tomorrow comes.
Thorpe's correct.
Expedition 33.
The characters all have their own motivations and perspectives. Gustave and Lune are deeply invested in the expedition, even if they fight all the time. To them, the mission is tied not only to their family, it's central to their identity and purpose.
Protocol doesn't
This looks
cover
great,
every
dude.
contingency.
There's
You know that.
Contrast that with Ciel, whose darkest days have already happened.
What are the stars whispering to you? Actually,
Uncanny Valley
I'm
vibe.
the
Yeah, a
one
little
whispering
bit,
to
but
them. It's
I think
something
I'm
my
leaving this
Dad and I used to
less
do.
hot on South of Midnight and more
Maëlle,
hot on
who
Expedition
cares more
33.
about really living her life.
The dialogue between those two characters arguing just now was so good. Something that really irritates me in video games sometimes, chat, is characters very rarely talk over each other,
Along the way,
which happens a lot in real life. It always feels like it's like line, 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 line.
Bloodthirsty philosopher and a fully playable character.
Love to hear an
He has a
argument where
really
they
cool
fucking
battle mechanic where he can turn into
get
the
into
enemies he
it,
defeats.
or they're actually probably arguing in the same room in the VO group or something like that. Makes a difference to me.
He's very, very old and has seen many expeditions come and go. He is a Jestrel, which are a group of playful beings who view battle as a form of meditation.
I'm sorry, this is a party member?
And sort of ridiculous. You'll meet Monoko and many other Jestrels across the game. And of course, there is Estier, who is one of the oldest and
Wood?
lore-wise
Same.
the most powerful creatures in the verse.
Estier is that.
Keep it out. No go in.
He will be your mount and help you travel to secret corners of the world. And if you bring him back his special stuff, you can unlock abilities for him to access new areas of the world.
He's a
and
big
find
little
exciting
guy.
Secrets.
I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Everyone has their own reason for joining the expedition, and each of them has their own story arc and resolution that we think players will really connect with.
This is awesome.
In addition to a strong narrative, we had a clear vision for our own take on the genre's core gameplay. Our reactive turn-based system takes the traditional turn-based battle mechanic we love and adds real-time reaction.
It's Mario
Which gives
RPG
combat
Chrono
greater
Trigger.
intensity and dynamism.
Paper Mario.
During enemy turns, you can negate all damage by dodging or parrying at the right time.
I fucking
The balancing turn-based with
sometimes hate
real-time
this chat.
mechanics took a long time to get right. During
It's a
initial
good
build
idea,
tests,
in
turn-based
theory,
players often found the
for a
real-time
long
elements too
RPG.
hard. Some of us are still traumatized by enemies from back then. We've done a lot of rebalancing since, and with a lot of iteration, we ultimately came up with
Final
a
Fantasy
formula
fights
that
are
we're
mostly.
proud of. Players who are
Most
good
of
at
like
real-time
10
can
in
take more
prior,
risks,
yeah.
and others can counterbalance with items and strategies. A big part of that formula.
Dude, I
lies in
can't
the many
unsee
ways
Robert
you can
Pattinson with a
customize
strong
your character.
mustache now.
We spend a lot of time designing each character's unique mechanics and their custom skill trees. Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that everyone can have fun with how they play the game. Each character has a unique mechanic. Male switches between stances which can ultimately boost defense or power. I personally like to make Mel the protector of the group, but I'm pretty much the only one at the studio who plays her that way. Most people play her as a glass cannon with Gustav's complementary skills. The characters can also equip hundreds of passive effects, which in your game...
Oh, this is the least I've been interested in the game. Oh my god, dude.
Has more than 20 unique skills in the skill tree and hundreds of passive effects. They can gain through Lumina and weapons.
We have an automatic option. Did anyone see an automatic option there?
How you choose to play and what kinds of build you
Did I never look at that menu?
Probably never even imagined.
I want to never see that again.
Our story is set in the French fantasy world, and I was really excited.
You won't unlock most of them, don't worry. Jake's ball strolling at the process of reading
Every
words.
level has its own color and texture identity.
Thank you, Chad.
For example, the Gestural Village is an early area in the game where players can enjoy a fun break. We wanted something that feels chaotic, grungy, and toy-like.
Southern Gothic theme.
Everything's disorganized, chaos everywhere, huts are unsafe, built without much thought. It's a place where anyone could fight you at any point, which is pretty much what the Gestrals are like.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots was happening there.
The Gestral Village is hidden inside the ancient sanctuary. The ideas here were forest, labyrinth, and sentinels. I designed it as a vibrant place, like an old graveyard of Gestrals, or forgotten wooden toys in a box, with two main colors, red and white. I wanted to make it feel cozy.
I love that you control that freak, dude.
Traps and labyrinths in case
also, no Ben Starr yet, for the record.
Same process with the characters. Minoko came in a single concept. I thought of a monkey-like body, white fur with a black and red flat mask.
Ladies.
Do you think we're gonna see his face at any point?
Definitely a Destro.
For Eske, we needed a cuddly companion to take us around the world. I thought instantly of a giant inflatable balloon and old Victorian pillows with many intricate motifs. We start with the core themes and ideas, and the visuals grow organically from there.
Oh, yeah.
From the very start of the project, there was one thing that we absolutely wanted to bring back from older JRPGs. A feature we really loved, but is very rare these days. A completely 3D and navigable world map. Yes, we've got a world map. And it was a real challenge to create, both artistically and technically. And it ended up a lot bigger than we expected. You'll definitely need Eske's help traveling around.
Yes! Oh my god, I have chills just watching that.
As there's a lot of side paths and entire hidden levels. If you want to fight the toughest bosses of the game, you will have to explore. Good luck.
So cool.
We've poured our hearts and souls into this game for the past 4 years.
Oh.
That's why we're delighted to announce that Expedition 33 launches on April 24th on Xbox Series X and S and is available day one with Xbox Game Pass.
April filling up, bro.
Follow us for more info.
Unexpected.
We are super excited to invite you into the world of Expedition 33. We are a small, passionate team. It's our debut
That's
game,
awesome.
and we can't wait for you to discover our story, our world, and our
We
take on
crunch
the
out
mission.
south of midnight in a week and a half.
On behalf of everyone at
Expedition
Info,
33.
Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Chat comes. It said south of midnight is 12 hours-ish. That's perfect. It'll take me 10 streams to complete it. Well, I'm having a great day for sure. That's a week and a half, yeah. Boom time, baby. We know what to expect here, but this is going to be fun to watch. Guaranteed.
Hello, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, home of id Software. We're more than
I didn't
30
realize
years
id's in
ago,
Dallas,
a small
dude.
team of game developers
Yeah,
helped
12 hours is
define
short. I
and
like
set
that, though.
a course for
I like that.
first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever. And
Yeehaw. Yeah, you're right. No masks. No masks.
Innovation, craftsmanship, and performance remain a priority for us to this day.
And as you're about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise. It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on its tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels of fun.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious game yet. This is Doom: The Dark Ages.
That was so stupid I mouthed the words.
This shit's gonna look so fucking cool. Expedition price at $50. That seems fair. South of Midnight. Same? I feel like same.
In Doom: The Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore, powerful weapons to unlock, and enemies to conquer. This is a prequel to Doom 2016, and that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience. So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom: The Dark Ages will be the perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really a return to form. So let's break it down, starting with the combat. In Doom Eternal, you felt like a fighter jet. In Doom: The Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics.
Doom feels like June. Doom feels like June, yeah.
And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again.
Doom!
Just like in the
Something. Does Doom guy fuck you? Just know he does.
It's not all about nostalgia.
devs are showing out new players, making it user-friendly, yeah.
Always. And so for Doom: The Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw. Block. Throw. Parry. Deflect. All
Shield Saw W.
Input. It's contextual. Tons of depth.
If it comes in June, this is usually the biggest W underscore event. I think so.
Every Doom game to stand on its own as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun. In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight.
Sick. Honestly, that's my style. This one seems the most up my alley.
And the Shield Saw will give you the strength to go head to head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created it in.
Eating with that line, they know they cooked with that.
That's not all. Because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail?
So sick, dude.
An electrified gauntlet. Or even a Doom spiked mace.
The tank mains, yeah, you're right.
3 melee options that are part of a melee system.
The spike mace is so sick.
With combos and upgrades, and it's totally awesome. And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system. From any angle.
Reminds me of fucking Bullet Storm, bro.
And it feels amazing.
Those kicks are Bullet Storm as hell. Bullet Storm mentioned.
With total freedom. And that
then we can finish
like
permission.
Just 2 inputs. We got one more really
Mission
important
anima.
button that we haven't talked about yet. The trigger.
That gun, dude. What am I seeing? Look at that reticle.
Best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns. And Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created.
That's the beauty of it.
Mean. Ancient. Brutal torture machines built to butcher, impale, and shred the minions of hell with.
This is sick.
Only in Doom.
This game looks way better with just like 5 minutes of gameplay and voiceover than it does in any trailer.
Only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics.
They know what you want from Doom, they give it to you in spades, yeah. I got so much testosterone, I know. I'm gonna fuck a hole in the wall after this. And maybe kill something. Love the environments. It is really cool. Mick Gordon, probably, huh? Jake's favorite gas station activity. Oh, sick. If you lodge it in something, you can use like the magnetism that brings it back to you to bring you back to it and kind of get a little bit more of a jump. That was so rad. Yeah, that's what I was getting. The dash to the shield, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the emphasis isn't like getting...
And under the hood, for the first time in an id game, we've made our combat more approachable and flexible than ever before, with a new difficulty system and sliders that will allow
Parry window
to
all the way to
the speed
600.
and
Let's go.
challenge of the
It's
game
made for
to
me.
whatever fits them best. You can slow things
Doom's on my
down,
franchise, but this is awesome. Honestly,
or speed
same
them
boat.
up.
This is a day one for me
For all slayers.
because it's Game Pass,
And the
because
gameplay
of
doesn't
what it
end
has
with just
going
the
on.
Slayer. We finally have for you, you've been waiting for 2 games now, to get in and pilot your very own 30-story Atlan, which is a mech. It's the size of a building, it's powerful, and you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon. Neither of these are one-and-done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The Power Fantasy is unlike anything we've made it in. And the combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun.
I'll buy your game. Bring on the gatekeeping.
As cool as all that
Oh
is,
my god.
we know that fans of single-player action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience. So we're excited to share with you not just the gunplay, but the world of Doom: The Dark Ages. Your hero's journey will take you to the far reaches of the Doom universe. Mysterious worlds from the Slayer's past, dark forests,
Not just so many more.
dungeons,
We're already in.
ocean hellscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond. And through exploration, you'll be unlocking new abilities and godlike powers every step of the way. Now armed with your trusty shield saw, you're gonna cut.
I love that shield, dude. Gives me some God of War Leviathan Acts
Smash your way
vibes.
through environments full of secrets and treasures. There's always something new waiting to be discovered or destroyed.
Every man simultaneously wants to
Now
be a
let's take
kaiju and a
closer
minigun
look
wielding
at
cyber
just
dragon.
one of the many missions you'll experience in Doom: The Dark Ages. In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city
So
from
metal,
certain
bro.
destruction. Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls, seeking out targets and enemy formations along the way to engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose. Explore what is the largest play space ever in a Doom game, discovering secret caves and dungeon-like mines in search of vital resources.
Oh, that looks like fun exploration too. I like opening up a chest, pressing that treasure button. You know this, chat.
Who you fight, and the objectives you pursue.
I am red hot on Doom Dark Ages
Doom
now.
sandbox full of war and riches.
I think this is gonna be
Once you've broken
incredible.
the enemy assault, head back to the main gates because the battle isn't over yet.
The scale is so good.
And the soundtrack to your epic adventures will be composed by the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars, medieval vibes, and pure adrenaline. You'll feel like you're expanding the legend of the Slayer with every mission you complete. And speaking
Unreal.
of that legend, the story of Doom: The Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big.
R.I.P. Mick,
It's a
yeah.
summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show.
Summer
Your power
blockbuster
is
event is a
coveted
great
by
way to
your
position
enemies
this story.
And withheld from your allies. With the Slayer
Oh my god,
imprisoned
look at
at the
that
start
Frico.
of
I
our
can't wait to
story,
kill him.
The balance balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads directly into the Doom 2016 Slayer's Testaments. It's an action story worthy of the Slayer's legend.
So sick. We'll play every game showcased here, man.
Making modern Doom games
Unreal.
together, and we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun to play as it was to make, and make something
Fun this was to make,
that's
yeah,
good enough
exactly
to
what they just said, and so it's unreal.
id has ever made.
But that is for you to decide. When Doom: The Dark Ages releases,
May? Brother, what does Xbox have planned, dude? We're going Avowed into, oh my god. It is a wild 5 weeks. A wild 5 weeks. Unbelievable show. Months of Game Pass and you are cooking. You're not kidding. Good direct. Dude, more like Moon. Well played.
You will feel like the super weapon in the center of
Unbelievable.
the war against hell.
Chat, rate this show out of 10. Rate this show out of 10. I feel like this was very strong. This is sitting at like an 8, 8.5 for me. Maybe even a 9 for like what it is. Like these are 5 bangers, 4.5 bangers, depending on how you feel about that. The shadow drop of Ninja Gaiden Black 2, Ninja Gaiden 4 announced out of nowhere, and it looks incredible. Platinum Games. Earlier release dates than expected for everything. I mean, all hits, no misses. Unbelievable. 8, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7.5, 8.5, 8.5, 9 because of the Xbox slump. Crazy. Crazy. I absolutely loved it. I am blown away and flabbergasted. Chat, that's what I got for you. This is well produced. It is the best show of the year for me in a lot of ways. I loved those deep dives. That is a strong 50 minutes to look at 4.5, 5 games. Really, really, really crazy. Avowed into South of Midnight into Doom is a run. Chat, W's in chat for yourself. I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with me on a day like today. These are my favorite things to do. YouTube VOD watchers, you're liking, you're subscribing, you're coming to find me live. We got a good community. Look at that chat popping all evening. I really, really loved what we just got into. I can't sing its praises enough. That was unbelievable. We have so much coming up as well. Chat, tonight's sponsored stream, we are playing Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, which I'm excited for. Tomorrow's sponsored stream, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC is going to go crazy. Now, we're going to play Ninja Gaiden Black 2, maybe late night tonight? Tomorrow? This afternoon? I don't know, sometime. Either way, you guys are the absolute best. This was so much fun. I appreciate the support. You could watch this event many places, but you choose to watch it with me, and that makes me happy. Happier than you could ever know. We're going to raid into Barbs. Chat, I appreciate you guys. I will talk to you all so soon. Goodbye.